So there's this wiener licker named Frogan who you might recognize from the recent Mall Cop movie that iDubbbz posted a few days ago. You know, the one where everybody in the video makes fun of Ethan and criticizes him. Yeah, that was my first exposure to her, and I thought to myself, well, if she's friends with these people, she must also be incredibly insufferable. And I was right.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope? I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Like, you saw the clip, and I literally tweeted, okay? I did say racist. Cracker isn't racist!
95% of people feel good and are down for it. And like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated 10K.
Yeah, about the Twitch streamers that haven't, or like streamers in general. We're gonna go to YouTube as well. YouTube and Twitch streamers that haven't said shit about Palestine until engagement was threatened. Yeah, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it.
But recently, she actually uploaded her very first video to YouTube so she could respond to Ethan Klein for being a big, mean old bully. Frogan played a very minor role in Ian's Content Cop video, so I'm not really sure there's much within there to respond about. I'm also confused because about a week ago, Frogan was crying on stream due to her fear of her quote-unquote career being ruined by mean old H3 bullies, even though this dipshit willingly chose to include herself in a video that would no doubt cause more backlash.
And I'm like, if I had to lose my career over this bullshit, at least I can say I was consistent in my views. Like, I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? You know what I mean?
All right, let's see what Fruit Loops has to say about Ethan Klein.
Hi, my name is Frogan, and this is the first time I'm ever making a solo YouTube video about everything that has happened the last year and a half. I address everything on my podcast, Arabs, which you can find the link below, but today it's just going to be you and I. I think the Content Cop was great. You know, I feel like Ian approached it in a way that nobody else does. He approached it with empathy, and, you know, it was supposed to make people feel bad for Ethan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was supposed to make me feel bad for Ethan. That was definitely the vibe I was getting. You see, this was my main complaint with the Content Cop video. People like Ian and Frogan are so fucking delusional that they genuinely believe making an hour-long hit piece on someone is the empathetic thing to do.
We made this video for Ethan's own good.
No, you made it for views, money, attention, and to feel self-righteous. Stop acting like you're on some moral crusade that's above the commentary landscape. The actual empathetic route is reaching out privately, and if that doesn't work, move on and shut up. If Ethan continues to make sly comments about you, part of being the bigger person is ignoring him, and in that way, Ethan would be the one behaving immaturely and look like a raving lunatic. It's totally fine if you want to respond to other creators, but stop acting like you're above all that shit, or that your responses are for the greater good. You know damn well making a public video flipping off the person you're talking about and pushing bad faith talking points is the opposite of empathy.
One of the main things, especially as content creators, people tend to dehumanize us and forget that we're living normal people just like you. So obviously, with so much pressure on the internet, both on myself, and I'm sure Ethan can relate to this too.
I bet he can. He had CPS called on his family. Oh wait, that wasn't mentioned once in the Content Cop video, or your video responding to him, so I guess it never happened.
Empathy, put yourself in the place of me.
Thank you. Frogan, she's so dumb that you almost can't be even mad at her. Like, Hassan can handle it, but like Frogan's now just gonna get a pile of shit on top of her that I have no control over because people are watching, millions of people are watching his video, by the way, and they're reacting to it. And they're not having good reactions to it.
Not just our audience.
Far from our own, yeah.
I think it's funny that you think me being in the iDubbbz video is what's going to cause this harassment. But in reality, it's you, Ethan. You're acting like you haven't spent the last year and a half doing everything in your power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitch because I made a joke about you not being able to say Habibi.
I do agree with Frogan that Ethan is pretending to care about her well-being. That's definitely absolute horseshit, but at the same time, you need to stop acting like a victim.
6250, 9/11 baking stream with Raph and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Raph and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
Oh, come on, guys. Why can't Frogan just innocently make her 9/11 baking streams? She's human too.
Huh. It's as if making offensive content is leading to other people making nasty content towards you. Listen, if you want to be edgy, fine, but if you're serious in understanding why people are making multiple videos about you, then Ethan is right. You are a complete idiot. You have continued to put yourself in a position that leads to more videos being made about you. Joining in on the content cop videos certainly didn't help. Whenever you put your opinion out online, you can't turn around and complain because other people are making their own videos centered around your position. It got to the point where you were crying about possible future videos being made about you. You clearly cannot handle this type of content, so leave or grow a backbone.
We misspoke. It didn't sound good. We immediately corrected ourselves. You know, that's how mature people do. That's how you're supposed to handle yourself, isn't it? Like, what more do you want me to do?
This was in response to people bringing up how Gila said Yoav Gallant was a great guy, even though he's literally a war criminal and pro-genocide. I'm a live streamer as well. I know being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak, and that is exactly what happened whenever I said the thing about the US military.
That is not misspeaking. You just said what you thought and noticed that comment wouldn't go over well even to your extreme fan base. Also, is part of misspeaking reacting to your own unhinged comment and calling it based?
Camaro, no student loans, fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head, I'm like, base? Base? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back. I have nothing but love for AB and Lena, and I wish them the best. And maybe in the future, we can be friends again.
Oh God. So if you don't know, Lena and AB work for Ethan Klein, and Lena is actually in Creator Clash 3, which is run by iDubbbz. iDubbbz, being the empathetic king that he is, decided to release this hit piece of a video on Lena's boss, despite the fact that Lena is working for Ethan Klein and is also a part of Ian's charity event, putting her in a very awkward and uncomfortable situation. And apparently she was having a panic attack when the video was released because Ethan was live streaming.
By the way, iDubbbz, Lena's having a panic attack because why would you do this and not even tell her? Like, why would you invite someone on the show and do this? It's just mean-spirited. I can't. I'm genuinely in disbelief. Why would you do this to Lena of all people? Like, what the fuck is she supposed to do? She's been training. You couldn't at least wait till after Creator Clash? You didn't even think to give her a heads up?
Yeah, I know I collaborated with the guy who made a hit piece on your boss and contributed to that video that gave you a panic attack, but I hope we can still be friends.
And to those who are constantly defending me and having my back, I appreciate you and thank you so, so much. You know, during a time like this, it feels like the damage has been done physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, but you know, after a year and a half of harassment, it feels very calming that people are actually finally on my side. It's been a nightmare for me.
Leave now. I'm not saying this to be a dick, but if you're not mentally equipped to handle backlash, then you should just leave this space of discourse. Is this video supposed to make me feel bad for you? And the only harassment you've shown in this video that you receive is that people make mean videos about you. Yet you continue to be part of the political realm of the internet.
My message to you is that, you know, you and I have different worldviews, and you and I have different ideas for what is the best way to help people. And, you know, while I appreciate the spirit of your advocacy, I think it's misguided. You know, after all of this, you've made my life hell. I will say that. You've made my life fucking hell. But at the end of the day, what I said at the end of the content cop still stands. I wish you the best.
Wow. I really feel bad for you. I'm definitely falling for that performance. Like I said, I completely agree with Fidget Groin that Ethan is bullshitting by acting like he cares for her well-being. Total lie. But you're crazy if you want me to believe for a second that you actually wish him the best. The content cop was made in good faith and you care for his well-being, especially since you're here crying about harassment and woe is me, I'm a victim, when the only harassment you've mentioned is mean videos about you. That's what happens when you join in on the online discourse, especially especially when you're talking about politics. Now, if someone were to bring this online debate into your personal life, like a FBI raid or some shit, then yeah, I would feel bad. But again, it has not gotten to that point, and if it has, you did not do a very good job proving that you receive actual harassment. You're the one that freaked out when Ethan simply unfollowed you on Twitter and then proceeded to have a complete fucking meltdown about it. Hilarious, but it doesn't help your case. I think both Frogan and Ethan have the inability to acknowledge fucked up shit that happens to the other side because they're under the impression it'll take away support from them. But to be fair to Ethan, I have yet to see the level of harassment he's experiencing on Frogan's end. As I said, the only harassment she brings up in this video is the content nuke and other mean videos made about her. If there's nothing else, then yeah, I'm gonna feel more bad for the guy who had CPS called on him.